What's up, guys? Welcome back to Gotians Games, and welcome back to another bad reviews video. And in today's video, we are going to be going over a very controversial game that's going on right now, which is Fallout 76. And if you have not heard all the controversy and all the issues that's been going around Bethesda and Fallout 76, then you've been living under a rock, because there's been a lot of problems with this game and with the release, and I feel like most of the problems actually stem off of the release of the game. And yeah, we're gonna go into that while we go through these reviews. Now, I personally have not played the game. I've watched people play it. I've seen glitches happen during live streams of the game. OmniToast, who is a good friend of mine, he has the game. He purchased it on PC, and he's experienced quite a few glitches himself on live streams. But I do want to say that regardless, he actually enjoys the game, which I can see this game being good down the road, you know, because Bethesda, they're kind of like, okay, we kind of screwed up and now we're trying to fix it. Whether or not that is too late, I don't know. But judging by the reviews that are here on Metacritic, I don't know if this is something that can come back. You know, so we're going to go through this, and we're going to be reading the bad reviews and see if they're legit. If some of the reviews are just like, this game is crap, then, you know, that's not a legit review for me. That's just like, they're just salty about whatever, you know. But in all rights, consumers of this game do have the right to be upset. You know, the game got released November 14th, and then 2 weeks later on Black Friday, it goes for $39. Like, I bought the game at $39. I've returned the game, but not because it's bad, but because I don't have the time to play it. But I did buy it brand new for $39, where Omni bought it for $60 2 weeks prior. And then, to make matters worse, after I bought it, because I bought it on Black Friday, after I bought it, it then goes on sale even further at places like Amazon for then $35. So that kind of tells you that Bethesda's like, we need to try to get this product moving, so let's slash the prices and see if that's going to make it move. Anyways, let's get into the reviews, and then we'll discuss this a little bit more. So, first, wow, 0 rating. So, first things first, it has a user score of 2.9. 2.9 out of 3,861 ratings. 2,768 are negative reviews. So, 0 star. After Fallout 4 and Skyrim, I was so excited to finally play Fallout 76. I paid $70 for the pre-ordered PC game to be posted to me, only to find it was an empty game case with a download code. Ridiculous. Wow, was it really? See, I hate that. I hate that. For me, right there, that would already upset me, because I love digital, or not digital, I love physical copies of games. If I'm gonna buy a copy of a game and I open the case and there's no game inside and it's just a download code, that would upset me. I get it. I get it. Finally booted up for only the server to disconnect every time within 5 minutes of starting. Waited another day to play and finally got out of Vault 76, only for the game to disconnect within 30 seconds of playing. This happened 3 times before I cut my losses and went back to playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on PS4. Don't know if I'll even that's probably bother trying to play it again. That's fair, and I'm glad that he put Red Dead Redemption 2 on there. And the reason why I'm glad is because when you talk about big AAA title games, especially a game like Fallout that has a massive following, people know Fallout. When you're talking about a game like that, a big AAA title should not have problems like 76 does. Should not. Red Dead Redemption is a good example of developers taking their time to create a good product. a product that they are proud to present to us, the consumers, and we are, as consumers, are more than happy and proud to pay full price retail $60 for that game and not feel completely shafted when we get a game. All right, and I have a feeling that we are going to see that trend of people comparing the release of Red Dead Redemption 2 to Fallout 76. Let's go to the next one here. $60 mod for Fallout 4. You know, that I can't even argue with that. All game aspects are so badly I not have words. Red Dead Redemption 2 is more of an RPG than Fallout. Kind of. I mean, it does immerse you into the experience. I wouldn't say it's more of an RPG, simply because you're not creating your own character per se. Because yes, you can align your character how you want to, which, I mean, back in, you know, old school RPGs, typically you didn't make your own characters anyways. So I guess. Let's see. Enough of this Bethesda. This is just a cash grab. If you have interest for this game, wait. Don't buy until it gets better, and it's on sale when the game fixes its bugs, or most of its bugs, and fixes security and hack issues. I can't defend that. There's so many problems. I don't know about the security and hack issues, but the bugs, for sure. You don't release a game like Fallout 76 with a whole bunch of bugs. I feel like it was a rushed game. They announced it, and it probably wasn't near completion when they announced it back during E3, and they're like, it's coming out on this date, because honestly, we didn't hear anything about it until E3. Like, we heard rumors of a Fallout coming. Most of us thought it was Fallout 5, but it turned out to be Fallout 76, and they're like, it's coming out this date. And we're like, whoa, how is this gonna work? Well, apparently, like this, it's not gonna work. Complete trash, bugged, broken, and disgusting money grab with absolutely no story. Do not buy. True. I can't argue with that. Unplayable trash. This game has no FOV slider and is riddled with bugs. I hope you like fighting T-posing feral ghouls for hours. Oh, he's talking about the feral ghoul bug. Oh, okay. Alright. This is not Fallout. Heck, it's not even a game. It's a shell of a broken piece of garbage, completely lifeless, buggy, and empty. Bethesda has reached a new low. I hadn't seen such a terrible, boring, and unfinished game in my life. This thing is worth $60, and with microtransactions... Hold on. Let me make sure I'm reading this right. This thing is worth $60, and with microtransactions. Which, by the way, it's the only thing that works properly. What a joke. Avoid at all costs. This broken piece of crap is the best definition of barren. I hadn't felt so insulted in my life. How can you destroy the Fallout franchise like this? Give it to Obsidian so they can do it justice. You with Fallout and Activision Blizzard with Diablo are in competition to see who can destroy their franchise first. Okay. While I do agree with him the way that they're handling the Fallout franchise, because while I enjoyed Fallout 4, I know a lot of people who didn't enjoy Fallout 4. My favorite Fallout, and I'm glad that he brought up Obsidian, my favorite Fallout is Fallout New Vegas, which was made by Obsidian. And in all honesty, I agree with him. They should full on try to make peace with Obsidian and be able to give us a good Fallout game that we would all love and enjoy. I agree with that 100%. Now, what I don't agree with is the Blizzard Diablo fiasco. That's a whole nother story. The thing is that people are judging the game without playing it. And I know firsthand from people who have played the game said that it's actually enjoyable. But this is not a Diablo mobile video, because once again, the game is not released yet, so you can't really judge a game fully, if it's not released. Yes, I get it that people are upset with that, but again, that is something else for another video. That is not what we're talking about here. Now, the game being $60 and it has microtransactions, oh my god, that upsets me so much. It really does. I would not buy Fallout 76 at $60. I would not. Even with the bug fixes at this point in the game, it is not a $60 game. People have already mentioned it's a barren game. There's no NPCs. There's no story. You just go out there and make your own story. While that seems like a cool idea, that's what it is. It's an idea. It wasn't executed properly. And at the end of the day, if there's nothing to keep you playing, then why are you going to spend the $60 on it? I wouldn't be able to. Not at all. In all honesty, I didn't even spend $60 on Fallout 4. Why? Because I knew there was going to be a Game of the Year edition. I ended up buying the regular Fallout 4 for like $20, like on a sale they were having during income tax season. And then I ended up buying Fallout 4 Game of the Year edition later on for like $15. So, you know, it's one of those things. Like I said, I love the Fallout franchise, but Fallout 76, I would not buy at $60 full price. It is not a full price game because it is not a full game. Alright, next one. In a world where Fallout 3 is a 10 and New Vegas is a 9, I don't agree on that at all. And Fallout 4 is an 8, okay, I agree with that one. Fallout 76 is a 1, but in a world where there are Half-Life, GTA, BioShock, and other games, this game is a flat 0. That is no hate towards the game, but an honest score. Fallout game where there is practically no story, no human NPCs, and basically all the worst parts of Fallout 4, this game could have been done so much better. The game just feels like midterm cash grab before Fallout 5. And Bethesda's explanation of this game is better with friends is sad because everything is better with friends. Watching paint dry or lawn grow is better with friends. I guess if you're high, I mean, okay, that's a good one. I like that. That is a good analogy. Very good. As far as Fallout 3 being a 10, honestly, no. Fallout 3 had a lot of bugs. Fallout 3 was like, honestly, I had more bugs in Fallout 3 than I had in Fallout 4. And the story for me in Fallout 3 was predictable. It was very linear. Even though you could align your character how you wanted it to be, at the end of the day in Fallout 3, the story was always the same. There was no difference in the way that the game ended, and that's why I would not have given Fallout 3 a 10. Actually, for me, Fallout 3 is more of a 7. New Vegas, though, is definitely a 9 because that one gave us the opportunity to create our own story. You could align yourself with any different faction, and the game would have multiple different endings depending on how you ended the story. Whether you aligned yourself with Kaiser, or you aligned yourself with the New California Republic, or if you decided to take over New Vegas yourself, or whatever. There was just so many different endings and storylines in New Vegas. That's what made it so good. That's why people loved it so much. It was not a linear story. That being said, again, we're hearing the same thing. No story, no human NPCs. You know, again, the way that Bethesda handled this, it was just very poor. If they would have taken the time to maybe just push the release date back, maybe say, okay, the game's gonna come out next March instead of November. You know, maybe they could have had the time to fix the bugs. You know, we could have had a more complete game and not feel ripped off. And I feel like that's one of the biggest problems, is that people just feel ripped off and taken advantage of because it's a series that they love so much. I can't express that enough, and I hear that over and over and over. And while Bethesda is making changes and adding patches, the patches are so massive that it's ridiculous. Now today they did release a statement saying that they were thanking the millions of players who are playing this game. Apparently there's millions of players playing this game, and they're thanking them for playing it and thanking them for sticking it out while they make adjustments and fix the bugs, and that they're going to be doing weekly updates, so that way they don't put out a massive big update like the 100 gigabyte download that we got, you know, for the consoles, because it's ridiculous. It is insane. Next one. I'm registering my account here just to say the same has already been said by hundreds. Okay, so we'll just skip that one. Bethesda was hijacked by an early access developer studio, apparently, which resulted in epic fail that is Fallout 76. I don't agree with that. It's bad. Okay, how do we put this? Have some smarts, people. Don't let big publishers fool you into pre-orders. For them to be able to profit off rubbish like this is a direct insult upon your intelligence. We live in an age of information. Use it. True. Okay, here's the thing with pre-orders. I pre-order games that I know will be good. I know for a fact are going to be good games and will not disappoint me. That being said, I was not interested. No, let me backtrack. I was interested a little bit in pre-ordering Fallout 76 when E3 happened because of the collector's edition that they put out there with the big freaking power armor helmet and everything else that came with it. I was excited. I was like, where do I pre-order this thing? And instantly it was sold out and I couldn't pre-order it. And I am glad I could not pre-order that because of everything that's going on right now. Now, if I had listened to my gut, because when I was watching it, when I was actually watching the the E3 presentation, and we didn't get much of anything except the pre-order that they were doing, my gut told me don't pre-order this game. And when I was not able to pre-order the collector's edition, I listened to my gut and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to pre-order this game. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and see what happens when they release more information. And as they released more information, as we got closer to the release date, I grew less and less interested in Fallout 76 because of everything that they were saying. No NPCs, no real story except make your own. And I'm like, wait a second. I need some sort of story. Every MMO that I've ever played has at least some sort of story in it. You're gonna tell me that this one doesn't? Well, that's what happened. And I'm glad that I didn't pre-order it, and I'm glad that I didn't buy it on release and all that stuff. Because if I would have bought it on release, I would have opened it up. I would have put it into my PS4, and what would have happened? I wouldn't have been able to return it if I wanted to. So there's that problem right there on top of everything else. And when it comes down to is that pre-orders, if it's not a sure thing, is a bad thing. But I'll get into that in another video. Let's just focus. Let's read a couple more, and we'll get we'll end the video on my final thoughts. Let's see. That's a true piece of crap. Not Fallout game. Just vote by your wallet. Okay, he's not like actually giving any information. Here we go. This guy right here. Okay. After 20 hours of playing the game, I'm requesting a refund as the game is lacking in content and care from the creators. It shouldn't have cost $60 with such a terrible engine where the game is degrading and becoming unplayable. The graphics haven't upgraded since Fallout 4. You could argue the graphics haven't upgraded since Fallout 3. Whatever. They locked the game at 30 frames per second. Everything looks like plastic and people lag spike around the goddamn map, and AIs are losing their walking animations mid-fight. I feel I bought the beta for the game for $60, and it's such a shame that a AAA game is this awful and unplayable. How did Bethesda think it was even okay to sell this game with how many problems it has? Okay. That's going to be the last one that I'm reading. Because this guy right here, he actually put the time to play the game. 20 hours in the game. Okay. Now, like I said, the graphics, like he said, the graphics haven't updated since Fallout 4. I can argue the graphics haven't updated since Fallout 3. And the reason why I say that is because the PS3 native was 720 when Fallout 3 came out. Later on, it got upgraded to 1080. And Fallout 4 uses the same creation engine as Fallout 3 with just upscaled resolution. Now, upscaling the resolution doesn't necessarily mean that it's a full-on graphics upgrade. It's really not. But Fallout 4 was enjoyable enough that I could see past the graphics. Now, we're here talking about Fallout 76, which is years later, about maybe 5 years after Fallout 4. And at that point, you would think that they would up the graphics, especially considering that 4K. We have the PS4 now at 4K. We have computers with new graphics cards that are coming out. That, you know, the 2080, GTX cards. You know, things like that. Like, graphics-wise, we're improving. So why stick to an old, an old engine like that? I get it. I get it. Why didn't they just upgrade to the Unreal Engine? Instead, they opted to use their old creation engine that they've been using in their Elder Scrolls games, in the previous Fallout games. I get it. It's easier to push it out. But if you don't fix the bugs in those engines, then what's the point? What's the point? My final thoughts on this for this video, we'll talk about other things later on, but my final thoughts on this video, okay, what it comes down to is, if you enjoy a game, enjoy it. Nobody can tell you that you are not allowed to enjoy a game. Case in point, like I said, my friend Omnitoast, and I've used him in this video already a couple times, and for all case in point or whatever, I will go ahead and I'll put a link to his channel so you can go ahead and check him out at the end of this video. My friend Omnitoast enjoys playing this game, and that is just fine. That is just fine. Does he realize that there are faults in the game? Of course he does. But regardless of those faults that are in the game, he finds enjoyment in it, and that is fine. That is okay. There's nobody who can tell you you are not allowed to enjoy a game. If you paid $60 for Fallout 76 and you enjoy the game and you feel like you got your money's worth and you are willing to stick it out because you've been keeping up with the news and you know that Bethesda is correcting issues with the game, and eventually the game will be fully playable and will be a good, solid game, then by all means, enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Because I know for a fact that I have guilty pleasures. I do. Everybody has guilty pleasures in games. That's part of being a gamer. That really is. It's easy to hate on a game, and it's easy to jump on the bandwagon for things. And at the same time, if you haven't played the game yourself, or if you haven't given it your full-on review of it, meaning fully immersing yourself into the game like this last person did, playing the game for 20 hours, then you can't really judge it so much after 2 hours. Now, you could argue that you can, and that is fine. That's your opinion, and you're entitled to your opinion. Everybody is. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong for having your opinion. But at the same time, make an educated opinion on things. And that's what I want to leave you guys with. So, thank you so much for watching the video today. I do appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and I will catch you all in the next video because there's going to be more of these. Now, will they be more on Fallout? I don't know. But there will be more videos on other games and stuff like that. So, I will catch you all later. Make sure you hit the bell notification. All that fun stuff. You guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out, guys.